Hi friends, I'm Catherine Urdahl and this is my helper and my good friend Scouty. And I'm a children's author, and like I said, Scout is my special helper. And one of the things I love to do besides writing for kids is I love to go into schools and read to kids and talk about writing and do some fun activities. I can't do that with you today, so I'm going to stay right here at home and I'm going to read to you my book, Polka-Dot Fixes Kindergarten. And Scout is going to listen with her nice big ears. So, Polka-Dot Fixes Kindergarten by me, Catherine Urdahl, illustrated by the fabulous My Kimball. And this book is dedicated with much love to Dad, that's my dad, who really can fix anything. For Polka-Dot's whole life, Grandpa had fixed everything. When she tore her favorite dress, Grandpa mended it lickety-split with duct tape. When she smeared her ladybug tattoo, he scrubbed it off with runny soap. When she fell into the prickly bushes, he covered her legs with dotted bandages. Grandpa had fixed everything, but starting today, Polka-Dot was on her own. Today she was a kindergartner. "Are you ready?" asked Grandpa. Polka-Dot peered into her fix-it kit. Duct tape, runny soap, dotted bandages. It was just like Grandpa's. Polka-Dot zipped her kit and stuffed it in her pocket. Now she was ready for anything. When they reached kindergarten, Grandpa gave Polka-Dot a goodbye squeeze. "Keep that kit handy." The teacher shook Polka-Dot's hand. "I'm Mrs. Jackson." A girl with a striped dress tugged at Mrs. Jackson's elbow. "Just a minute, please," said Mrs. Jackson. The girl's shoulders slumped. Then, fast as a flash, she stuck out her tongue, right at Polka-Dot. Polka-Dot pretended not to notice. Mrs. Jackson pinned a name tag to Polka-Dot's sweater. It said Dorothy. Polka-Dot scrunched her nose. "That was my baby name. I'm Polka-Dot now." "Oops," said Mrs. Jackson. "We can fix that later." Polka-Dot jiggled her fix-it kit. Grandpa would have fixed it right away. Before Mrs. Jackson turned to the next kindergartner, Polka-Dot handed her a bouquet of dotted pencils. Mrs. Jackson smiled so big Polka-Dot could see a gold tooth. Now I'm going to stop right now and I'm going to explain something to you. A long time ago, when Mrs. Jackson was a little girl, and they had cavities, like holes in their teeth, they fixed them with gold. So when Mrs. Jackson smiles really big, you can see way back to that gold. The striped dress girl gasped out loud. Then she whispered in Polka-Dot's ear, "I was going to bring her pencils. You're a copycat." Polka-Dot felt her cheeks turn pink. She looked away so the girl wouldn't see. Mrs. Jackson called everyone to sit in a circle. "I've taught kindergarten for years and years," she said. "I'm as old as the moon." Soon it was Polka-Dot's turn to talk. "My name is Polka-Dot, and I like dots and spots." The striped dress girl waved her hand. "I like stripes. My mom says they make me look grown up." "Please wait your turn, Liz," said Mrs. Jackson. "That's a kindergarten rule." Liz glared at Polka-Dot. "Polka-Dots are for babies," she whispered. "Stripes are for meanies," thought Polka-Dot. "Time for art," said Mrs. Jackson, after everyone had a turn to talk. Polka-Dot sat up straight. She loved to paint. Swish, swish, she painted blue clouds across the paper. "Blue is a boy color," said Liz. "I'm not finished." Polka-Dot jammed the brush into the red paint. "Blue brush in the blue cup, that's a kindergarten rule." Mrs. Jackson's lips made a skinny smile. "We don't want to spoil the paint." Polka-Dot yanked the brush out of the cup. "Oh, no, no, no." The brush was dripping purple on the floor. Polka-Dot felt her face turn red hot. What would Grandpa do? Speedy quick, she reached into her fix-it kit and poured runny soap on the spot. The spot just grew. "You are so messy," said Liz in a really loud voice. Mrs. Jackson looked straight at Polka-Dot and Liz. "Unless we have something nice to say, we don't say anything at all. That's a kindergarten rule." "My mom says it's good to tell the truth," Liz whispered in a shaky voice. "And you did make a mess." Polka-Dot covered the purple blotch with her foot. She would not use the paint again, not ever. "Time for recess," said Mrs. Jackson. At recess, Polka-Dot stared through the fence. She could not wait to see Grandpa. She would tell him kindergarten was bad, bad, bad. She would tell him the kids were mean and the teacher just cared about her paint. Polka-Dot reached into her fix-it kit. She stuck 6 dotted bandages on all different spots, but she didn't feel one bit better. She couldn't fix anything. Slap, slap, slap. It was Liz jumping rope. "Polka, polka, polka-dot. Where's a dress that's for a tot?" Polka-Dot squeezed her eyes shut. "Do not cry. Do not cry." Sneaking a hand into her pocket, she rubbed her fix-it kit. A piece of duct tape could stop Liz's mean mouth, but Mrs. Jackson probably had rules about duct tape. Polka-Dot took a tiny step toward Liz. "Your mouth is mean, mean, mean. Every time it opens, more mean words pop out." Liz stepped back, smack into the fence. "Look what you made me do. I'm stuck." Liz gave her dress a yank. "Rip!" "I see London, I see France," said one of the boys. "Uh-oh," thought Polka-Dot. "He's going to say underpants." "Don't say it," cried Liz. She tried to cover the rip. Polka-Dot looked at Liz's watery eyes, and the anger leaked right out of her. This time she knew for sure what to do. She took a deep breath. "I can fix that." While Liz squeezed the rip together, Polka-Dot stuck on the duct tape. Liz rubbed her toe in the dirt. "Thanks," she finally said. "You're welcome," said Polka-Dot. Liz glanced up. "Your name tag is wrong." "Mrs. Jackson said we'd fix it later," said Polka-Dot. Liz stared through the fence. "If my mom were here, she'd fix it now." Polka-Dot sighed. So would my grandpa. The bell rang and the class marched inside. Liz pulled Polka-Dot to the art corner. "I have an idea." Liz cut out dots and Polka-Dot squeezed on glue. Together they made the fanciest name tag ever. Mrs. Jackson smiled extra wide at Polka-Dot and Liz. She handed Polka-Dot a dotted pencil. "This time I'll let you write it yourself." After kindergarten, Grandpa was waiting at the door. "This is Liz," said Polka-Dot. Grandpa shook Liz's hand. "Stripes. Snazzy." "Dots are okay too," said Liz. "See you tomorrow." Grandpa nodded at Polka-Dot. "Nice job with the duct tape." Squeezing her fix-it kit, Polka-Dot stood tall. "Now I can fix almost anything." That's the end. Well, friends, if you were listening really well, like Scouty here, you probably heard that there were two girls who were having a hard day. The first one, of course, was Polka-Dot. But who else was having a hard day? Let's see if I can hear you answer. Yes, I heard you. You said Liz. Liz was having a hard day too. Liz was missing her mom. And she was sad and she was frustrated, and she let that sadness and frustration leak out in mean words right at Polka-Dot. Is that a good thing to do? I heard you. You said no. You're right, it's not a good thing to do. When we're sad, when we're angry and frustrated, there are things we can do. We can run really fast across the yard. We can jump up and down. We can punch a pillow. We can do lots of things that might help make us feel better. We can also talk to our moms and our dads, our brothers, sisters, our grandmas and grandpas, even if it's by phone. Well, friends, thank you for listening, and I hope that you have a lot of good and happy days, and I hope to see you sometime soon. Bye.